Hey guys, this is bass teacher JP, except I'm really your bass performer on this channel. And so basically, I had a pretty good performance tonight, but the problem was the camera kind of cut out on the Scarlet Begonias by Grateful Dead, so I was only able to salvage Never Fade Away, but I love that version of it. I've heard the Buddy Holly version. I just sometimes you prefer the cover rather than the original. You know, it's so weird. But God rest his soul, Buddy Holly and Jerry Garcia and Phil Lesh, all of them. So still working on the lyrics. I just worked on Scarlet Begonias. I got a bunch of compliments, really. People thanking me for the performance. Like the bartender didn't even charge me for like 2.5 Cokes. And I feel like when you're performing as an artist, you're actually interacting with the audience. It's so much more fulfilling than just sitting in your room. Now I know, right, you're in your first 90 days, and that's a lot to expect. Well, I'm not expecting you to get up there before 90 days, but I do expect you to work on this stuff, these rhythm exercises for about 30 minutes a day. Get a real strong foundation for it, because you are half the rhythm section as a bassist. And I don't think a lot of people pay attention enough to that. One of my other my friends from the Brownstone was talking about how one of these influencers, I guess, was saying, don't pay attention to intervals. And for me, that's what my whole curriculum is based on once we get past these rhythm exercises, right? And maybe some writing exercises along with it, but intervals is everything. Intervals allow you to diversify your sound. We're going to go into it, but once we go past the chromatic scale and into the Ionian scale, you have 7 choices, 7 different scales. 1 is diminished, 3 are minor, and 3 are major. And so there's varying degrees of major scales and minor scales. So it's not all cut and dry until you play it. And I'm going to be there for you, you know, as a teacher. But as a performer, I think I've improved my voice range. And that's my primary concern, is getting up to that high F sharp and a high G. And it's not easy for me. It's taken me a year and a half, really. But I never really sang since I was a kid, but I don't think I really ever took any formal voice lessons, and I was doing it wrong. I was kind of shouting in the beginning, you know what I mean? And it just doesn't work. Because it's too painful to hear, you know what I mean? Even if I was scaring some bassists off, the vocals have been a challenge for me, frankly. And when I first started doing karaoke, there was a few songs I picked out from ZZ Top. I couldn't reach the notes. And now I'm doing Grateful Dead and Scarlet Begonias, and it's way up there, you know, it's E and F. But I'm making it. I'm changing my voice to have a bigger range, and it's taken me like 6 or 7 months. And I wasn't really that good when I started. I just wanted you guys to know that if you're watching these performances and stuff. I was in the audience for 2 years, and I had different people. Sorry, there was the cat that shook the cat tree. But here, we'll move this thing around anyway. And like I was saying, it it was hard in the beginning because I didn't devote enough time to my lyrics, and I didn't devote any real time to know how to use the upper range of my voice. I just always assumed through scarcity mode I would never be a singer, right? And we'd have to find one. The problem was that all we did were originals, and we never did any covers, so nobody really stuck around with us, you know what I mean? And I think in the beginning you got to go ahead and do some cover songs like I'm doing. And I'm going to have to research how to copyright, fill out the copyright forms for all the songs I'm going to start introducing, and I'll just play them all over the place, right? Because people are used to me doing cover songs. But like this guy told me tonight, he goes, I would never expect to hear Scarlet Begonias. And that's the whole point of this channel, this performance channel. I'm taking off more and more challenging songs, you know, out of my voice range, trying to keep up with Phil Lesh, the bassist, you know. And Jerry Garcia wrote the riff, and I think it's just an incredible riff to play and sing at the same time. I had Farouz again. He was my drummer, and that's really exciting. And I'm just trying to provide an example that you can do this, and you can really improve in a few months if you go out to these open mics, maybe 4 times a week, 3 times a week. You know, you have all these songs prepared and memorized, and not hiding behind some kind of stand, a lyric stand. I always put my camera in the stand, and a lot of times things just go wacko like that because I misplaced my camera holder. But I'm just here to tell you that I'm getting compliments now. I didn't get that before. And there's a few people in the audience, you know, videotaping me. And like my dad said, he said he'd never seen this guy videotape anybody before. So there's room for improvement, okay? This is a whole process, and that's what I'm trying to get across to you as a performing bassist, you know, a singer bassist. So we're going to go through all that stuff. I don't want you to worry about it. I just want you to take one step at a time with the rhythm, because with the rhythm, you can really get people dancing on the floor, you know what I mean? You can get them out of their chairs and active, just like the Grateful Dead does. Their fans, I love the way they dance. It's such a spectacle. And I just want to inspire you guys with hope here that you can do this, right? Listen to this bass. You can clearly hear it, and it's not even plugged into anything. And then you know all these different patterns based on the intervals. That's all I'm going to teach you is the distance between the intervals tells you exactly what key you're in, what mode you're in, right? Key signature, what mode you're in, if it's starting on something other than Ionian, like Dorian or Mixolydian mode or Locrian mode. I guess I read somewhere that Frank Zappa likes that one. That's a diminished one. So basically you have a minor third and you have a diminished fifth instead of a perfect fifth. So I hope this helps inspire you guys. I just put out tonight's performance, so you can go check that out. And I wish you guys peace, love, respect, and respect yourself. If you're going to compete against anybody, just compete against your last performances. I got to tell you, like, some of those performances back in February are horrible. I was just starting out. I didn't know anything and just going out there, guessing my way through it. But I never had a lyrical stand. Like, I just saw Gilbert and Sullivan musical. Nobody has lyric stands, okay? It's unprofessional. It's saying like, well, you know, I got so many songs that I'm just going to go have 50 songs in my little notebook and, just peer in behind the stand instead of making eye contact with the audience like professionals do. Like Cher, like, Vince Neil from Motley Crue. They're out there, they're singing. And you got to assume that aspect too. And that's one of my biggest weaknesses, but I'm working through it. We're going to work through it. And I'm going to talk about how I got to actually sing high E, because that was a big problem when I was in karaoke. There were spaces there that it just didn't work. I'm at my house right now and drinking some Coca-Cola without any spirits. I think that the spirits contributed to some of my downfalls and having that big blank mind freeze when you can't remember, like, the second line of the first stanza, the first verse. There's blank spots and stuff if you don't take it seriously. And I've taken it so seriously. I listen to these songs 50, 60 times a day. And it's best to play along with it so you can get the tempo right. And so I'm going to do the Grateful Dead tomorrow. And this is a performance channel. And this is to inspire you that in 90 days you can actually start this whole program that it got dealt out for you, right? To singing, like, very simple songs maybe, but actually getting out there and doing it. And you'll find out, like, as you go through it, you're going to videotape yourself, like I'm doing all the time, and document yourself. And then if you want to put it on YouTube, that'd be fine, even if you're terrible, because you can improve. And I know you can improve, because I know there's a lot of smart people out there. And when I was drinking, I appreciate those fans too, but I don't think that they were base students. So thanks for spending some time with me. It's great talking to you guys. And keep on trucking. All right. Much love, happiness, respect. All right. Peace out.